Hello everybody, this is Dr. Shukmar Bisurapur, Associate Professor, Department of Studies in Education and Deputy Registrar Evaluation Section, Karnataka State Akka Mahadevi Women's University, Vijayapura. Today we shall discuss about physically challenged children, their education, characteristics and preventions, and role of the teacher. All these things we shall study in this. Okay. Physically challenged individuals are those who have non-sensory physical limitation. That is, limitation not because of sense organs like eyes or ears, but because of other organs like limbs, bones, joints, or muscles. The physically challenge is a relatively visible challenge, and it becomes more so by the society's prejudice for a disfigured body. So this is uh, the what do you say, the problems which are found in the limbs, bones, joints, or muscles means the disabilities which are found through our bare eyes. So these are not sense organs like eyes or ears, but because of other organs like limbs, bones, joints, or muscles. So how we have to identify the physically challenged children? Let us see. First point, poor motor coordination or control. So lack of motor coordination, it is, though it is present, it is very poor. Second one, move in a shaky fashion. And third point, frequent pain in joints. Fourth point, jerking movements in walking. Next point, difficulty in sitting, standing, walking. Sixth point, deformity in fingers, legs, hands, spine, neck. Seventh point, difficulty in picking, holding, and putting in some place. Eighth point, falls frequently. Ninth point, walks awkwardly or with a limp. So these are the characteristics of the way we have to identify the physically challenged children. How we have, these are the problems faced by the children, those who are suffering from physical impairment. So here among these, poor motor coordination or control is very identifiable, easily identifiable, and they fall frequently and move in a shaky fashion. These are uh, the observable scientific, very frequently found the disabilities among the physically challenged children. What are the characteristics of physically challenged children? Physical characteristics. Children with physical limitations to some degree, these children suffer from a lack of coordination, weak muscles, stiff muscles, or no muscle strength at all. Emotional characteristics. Physical characteristics can lead to frustration, anger, and sadness. The emotional outlook of the child is often directly impacted by the level of support and encouragement that is received from the people around him. Learning characteristics. Though the children have talents due to mental stress, frustration, they cannot excel in the academic activities. Now, what are the causes of physically handicappedness? Hereditary cause. This anomaly passes down from generation to generation because of some sort of disturbance in the working of inherent gene mechanism. So, this when the characters are transferring from parents to siblings, there are some disturbance in the working of inherent gene mechanism. Second one, congenital causes. Congenital defects are those that are present at birth. Common congenital defects include clubfoot, dislocation of hip, missing bones, bow leg, webbed fingers, etc. These defects are possible due to infection, nutritional deficiency, X-rays, glandular disorder of the mother, maternal malnourishment, etc. And third point, acquired causes. Acquired defects include birth injury, accident, nutrition deficiency, defective bones or joints, viral infection, etc. So, uh, poliomyelitis is one of the uh, defect what we are finding, and how the children and the children suffering from that we have seen in the society. So nutrition deficiency, it is a very important point and burning issue nowadays, where the lack of nutrition food is the main cause for the uh, such type of handicapness. Loss of limbs or digits. This may be due to trauma. That's example. For example, explosions, mangling in a machine, severance and burns, or surgery due to cancer, peripheral arterial disease, uh, diabetes. Parkinson's disease. This is a progressive disease of older adults characterized by muscle rigidity, slowness of movements, and a unique type of tremor. There is no actual paralysis. It's not actual paralysis. It's a type of disease where that is of older adults characterized by muscle rigidity and slowness of movements and so on. Multiple sclerosis. Multiple sclerosis is defined as a progressive disease of the central nervous system characterized by the destruction of the insulating material covering nerve fibers. That is multiple sclerosis is a burning issue nowadays. Seventh point, cerebral palsy. Cerebral palsy is defined as damage to the motor areas of the brain prior to brain maturity. So before the brain going to mature, this the way of damaging the motor areas of the brain. So that is a very important issue nowadays. Some causes of cerebral palsy are high temperature, lack of oxygen, and injury to the head. Lack of oxygen, that is what we are seeing nowadays in the pandemic issue, and how the individuals are suffering from this cerebral palsy. Spinal cord injury is caused by injury to the cervical region of the spine. Paraplegia involves only the lower extremities and occurs where injury was below the level of the first thoracic vertebra. So spinal cord injury is very damaging handicapness of what we are seeing in the society. So I told you that lack of oxygen is due to it may be due to some any type of reasons. But nowadays, what happens? It is pandemic issue. The persons who are suffering from saturation is also it may leads to damage to the motor areas of the brain due to the brain mature. It is leads to brain injuries and disorders of the brain due to the lack of oxygen. Head injury, cerebral trauma. The term head injury is used to describe a wide array of injuries, including concussion, depressed skull fracture, anoxia, post-operative infections. So this head injury is also, which is called as cerebral trauma, is also a burning uh, and burning and as well as discussable thing nowadays, because due to a lot of injuries, I mean a wide array of injuries which injure the head and leads to some type of traumas. Stroke, cerebrovascular accident, in short form it is called as CVA. The three main causes of stroke are thrombosis, blood clot in a blood vessel, hemorrhage resulting in bleeding into the brain tissue associated with high blood pressure or rupture of aneurysm. So this is what the stroke, what we are seeing among the individuals. Though it will not affect the children, but in some cases, what happens? It leads to the accident. I mean, skill handicap in the children. Uh, so what how this happens, that is what the poor muscle control, weakness and fatigue, difficulty in walking, talking, seeing and speaking, difficulty in reaching the things, difficulty in doing complex or compound manipulations, twisting motions may be difficult or impossible for people with many types of physical disability. These are the characteristics of physically handicapped children. So poor muscle control, weakness and fatigue, difficulties in walking, and difficulty in reaching the things and doing complex or compound manipulations. So how to prevent and the education programs of such children? Since many students with orthopedic impairments have no cognitive impairments, the general educator and special educator should collaborate to include the student in the general curriculum as much as possible. This is what the main agenda of inclusive education system. And the first point is special seating arrangements to develop useful posture and movements. Useful posture is very important to prevent such type of disorders in the future. Instruction focused on development of gross and fine motor skills. So securing suitable augmentative communication and other assistive devices. So whatever is possible, help the child with some devices so that they should be with the normal stream of education. I mean, dental education students. So ramp system is also very important nowadays. So providing ramp system wherever possible to cope up that such type of children to uh, have a strong stand in the educational platform. Fourth point, awareness of medical condition and its effect on the student. So we have to create awareness about such type of disorders and what are the medical issues, how the devices will cope up with them disorders. All these things help the children to overcome the burden. Inclusive classroom. In class, focus on the child's abilities. Focus on that fact that we are all different and need to accept each other. So it is what, though the classroom is consists of individual differences, but as a teacher, as an educator, it is our sole responsibility that we have to create an environment uh, such a manner that all the children should accept each other. That's a very important thing we have to do in the classroom. So thank you very much for having a time for this very important discussion. So wear the mask and maintain the social distance. Thank you. Thank you.